Why would a man whisper, "I owe you," at exactly 2:16 p.m., and 3 hours later, his fiancée is found lifeless inside her own clinic? The waiting room in Cedar Falls is bright. Patients are still flipping through magazines. And Brianna Holloway is already gone. It's a clear Thursday afternoon in Iowa. The therapy clinic smells like antiseptic and peppermint lotion. Brianna's phone lies face down beside her desk, unlocked. The last thing she heard from Trent Mallory wasn't a threat. It was gratitude. And somehow that's what makes this worse. By the end of this case, you'll understand why investigators stopped treating those 3 words as affection and started treating them as a confession wrapped in politeness. Because nothing about that afternoon was random. Brianna had just approved a wire transfer. $48,000. It left her personal savings account at 1:52 p.m. Security footage shows Trent entering the clinic lobby at 2:11 p.m. Main figure Trent Mallory, fiancé. He doesn't look rushed. He signs in. He waits. At 2:16 p.m., he steps into her office. No raised voices. No visible argument. At 2:22 p.m., he exits. Alone. 6 minutes inside office. 6 minutes. That's all investigators had to start with. At 5:34 p.m., a patient opens the office door after no one answers. Brianna is on the floor behind her desk. No forced entry. No robbery. No overturned furniture. Initial report. No sign of struggle. But one detail didn't sit right. Her engagement ring is still on her finger. And the transfer she made? It wasn't for a wedding venue. It went into an account tied to a failing renovation project. One Trent had quietly refinanced twice. Financial link discovered. When questioned, Trent says the money was a loan. He claims she insisted. He says she believed in him. Then detectives ask why the transfer happened before he arrived. And why? Minutes after leaving the clinic, he texted her. "We're even now." Even. What exactly were they settling? Mid-video cliffhanger. If it was gratitude, why erase the message thread an hour later? And why did Brianna tell her sister 3 days earlier, "I think I made a mistake"? If it was just a loan, why did Trent Mallory delete his entire banking app the morning after Brianna died? On-screen caption. 3 days earlier, Brianna is sitting in her car outside the clinic. Engine off. Hands still on the steering wheel. She doesn't go inside for 7 minutes. That's when she calls her sister, Alyssa. Not crying. Not yelling. Just quiet. "I think I tied myself to something I don't understand." She doesn't say his name. But she doesn't have to. 48 hours after death, Detective Karina Soto uncovers 3 refinanced loans under Trent's company. 2 are overdue. 1 is flagged for possible default. Total exposure, $312,000. The $48,000 Brianna sent? It didn't stabilize the project. It covered a private lender threatening legal action. Why didn't he tell her how bad it was? Or did he and she realized too late? But one detail didn't add up. The transfer wasn't labeled loan. It was labeled settlement. Settlement for what? Detectives confront Trent again. He says Brianna felt guilty. Guilty? For what exactly? Message deleted. "We're even now." Even suggests a balance. A debt. A quiet transaction between 2 people. Not romance. Not partnership. A reckoning. Brianna wasn't reckless. She was loyal. And sometimes loyalty is what predators rely on most. Why would Brianna schedule a 9 a.m. meeting with a bank officer? The morning after she died. Scheduled appointment Friday, 9 a.m. She never missed appointments. Not once in 8 years. The meeting was with Harold Whitcomb, branch manager at her credit union. Purpose listed. Account review and personal liability. Liability. That word changes everything. Detectives learn Brianna wasn't planning to give Trent more money. She was planning to separate their finances. 2 days before her death, she downloaded documents related to joint obligations and beneficiary changes. Document accessed, 11:48 p.m. She had started protecting herself. Quietly, mid-video question, if she was preparing to step away. Did Trent sense it? because phone records show a 14-minute call between them the night before she died. No texts afterward, just silence. But one detail didn't add up. The wire transfer happened after that call, which means something changed overnight. Something urgent. Something that pushed her to act fast. Brianna wasn't naive. She was waking up. And sometimes the most dangerous moment in a relationship is when one person realizes they've been used. Detectives uncover who pressured Trent the week before the transfer, and why time was running out. Subscribe to The Veil of Secret, because this was never about love.